I just finished watching Black Sails and I didn't realize that it was a prequel to Treasure Island. Once I found that out, it was amazing seeing that, oh, this is John Silver before he became the pirate known as Long John Silver and the captain that he used to serve under, Captain Flint. Black Sails does an incredible job of building the lore over 4 seasons, and they really expanded upon these characters that became such a persona of piracy. And to see John Silver lose his leg and then really gain that persona along John Silver, a lore built up by Billy Bones through this revolution he was leading on Nassau, and then meeting Maddie, the daughter of the Maroon leader. And I knew immediately, I'm like, alright, these two are gonna hook up, but then seeing in Treasure Island, oh, he did have a black wife. And that book was written in the 1800s, so that was wild. So to see them build upon the lore of Maddie instead of just a mentioning in Treasure Island where she gets this whole character to be fleshed out, and they're leading up to this whole revolution where pirates are gonna join forces with the Maroons, who are escaped slaves that made a whole civilization for themselves, and they're gonna get Nassau from the grips of British control using the Spanish cash, the Urca gold, as a way to finance their revolution. I was all about this. I said, oh shit, Black Sails is really going in. Okay, I'm locked in. And then we see Maddie is captured by the enemy and the Spanish cast is held as a ransom to get her free. Captain Flint doesn't want to do that. John Silver wants to do that. And in the end, they rescue Maddie, and we see John Silver understands what Captain Flint went through because Captain Flint lost a lover. He lost 2 lovers to the British Empire. And he had once asked him, what would you give to get them back? And Flint couldn't answer in that moment. So to see Flint circumvent John Silver, knowing like, okay, he's going to give over this gold, and I can't have him do that, he buries the treasure, and it's caused a rift between them, but then, you know, everything gets cleared up. As I said before, they rescue Maddie. And when they go back to get the gold, Flint knows, all right, I know some shit is up here. And it was just heartbreaking to see that John Silver isn't going to go through with this revolution because of the experience of losing Maddie. He doesn't want to become that person again, and he sees that this war will always be that. It won't end. Meanwhile, Maddie's like, and she was truly ready to die for the cause. And when that governor was trying to give her a way out and was talking about this voice haunting him, just giving her mercy, that being his dead wife, who was killed because of his actions, because he's the one that released the Spanish army on Nassau and they fucking razed everything to the ground. And Maddie tells the governor, okay, you got a voice talking to you from beyond? Probably Eleanor. Grew up with her like a sister. Anyhow, I got voices, ancestors that talk to me, and I gotta answer them if I die. Nah, I ain't taking no deal. She was bout the action, and she knew if she died, she'd be a martyr for the cause. And if the roles were reversed, she wouldn't have given up that Spanish cash to get John Silver back. The revolution was too important. And then when she learns of what John Silver did with Captain Flint, John didn't kill Flint, but he was able to take the fight from him by revealing that, yo, there was actually that one lover that you love, that other man, Thomas. I found out where they stashed him. Flint thought it was a lie at first, but then they went to the place where Thomas was being held in Savannah, Georgia. And after being reunited with his love, like, the fight's gone from him. And Maddie hears this and she's like, when did you plan this? You planned this before the Spanish raid. You want to check this out. So you were planning to not go along with this all this time then. That shit killed me. And I understand the choice that he's making, but also, like, is that really your choice to make? And Maddie does eventually forgive him. But here's that problem, man. Here's that divide. You're dating this woman that's a Maroon. Understand the fight that she has on her hands, the wish to see her people fucking free. I don't think it's right to take that fight from not only her, but from her people and this promise of revolution because of your fear in losing her. And it sounds romantic. I understand that. However, if we really talk about revolution, yo, you're gonna lose people. And that whole worry of like, yo, when is this gonna end? Maybe you don't get to see it end in your lifetime, but hopefully your children, your friends' children, your friends, these people that come after you get to live free. And I think that's the biggest sacrifice that John didn't understand, or actually John Silver couldn't pay the cost for in his own eyes. John didn't want to lose Maddie, and Maddie didn't want to lose this dream of freedom for all of her people. And also it should be said that John Silver saw Captain Flint going with this not out of the goodness of his heart, but because he wanted to see the British Empire fucking burn for what they did to him. And I'm like, and as long as he's on your side, what's the fucking problem? We've seen all the wild shit that this man, Captain Flint, has done. If that's pointed toward a good cause, what are we talking about? I think that's my only complaint with Black Sails, because I wanted them to pull the trigger. I wanted to see this hope of a revolution. And I knew it might not happen in the back of my mind, but I was betrayed by John Silver as well. Although it didn't end the way I wanted it to, it didn't make me love this series any less. And I'd love to see a retelling of Treasure Island following the Black Sails prequel. Black Sails it wasn't a hard watch, but I was like, damn, everybody just betraying each other here. This is crazy. But the way it's written and the characters and the way they develop everything is just, it's so hard. It's definitely well worth the watch.